Friends from the media, thank you very much indeed for giving us the opportunity. I just want to state one thing before we start the PC. We noticed some of you came very close to the nets while the players were practicing, and please don't misunderstand us. We've got a directive from the board headquarters to ensure that all journalists and photographers keep a minimum of 25 meters away from the playing nets. So please do oblige us. I'm sorry, we'd love to have you right in the center, but we've got an obligation by the players and our board. Thank you once again for obliging us and cooperating with us. We do have with us our coach, Trevor Bayliss. The floor is yours, please. You're most welcome to ask him any questions pertaining to the World Cup. May I repeat? Pertaining to World Cup 2011. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, Trevor. Sorry.
Trevor, probably your last couple of games as Sri Lanka cricket coach. How much are you looking forward for the next few days?
Well, a successful 2 or 3 games would be, or 3 games would be nice. But all along the way, what we've tried to do is play good cricket and give ourselves a chance to win. We believe if we play good cricket, we'll be very difficult to beat.
How are you approaching England themselves? I mean, I think Ian Bell was described last week as though they're the team that no one wants to face because of the drama and tense moments they've gone through. You don't quite know what to expect, but what are you expecting from the England team?
Well, look, we're approaching the game as though they're playing very good cricket. Look, they've had some close games. Yes, that gives them an advantage, I suppose, from the point of view that they have had some close games and close situations towards the end of a game. But I think overall, we believe that they'll come out and somewhere along the line they're going to have a good game. So we've got to approach this match as though they're playing some very good cricket, and we've got to go out there and play better, obviously.
I mean, they've been through, obviously, some difficult moments and come through them, tense moments. Do you believe that would stand them in good stead for when the pressure's on again? Oh,
certainly. The more times you're in a situation, that makes it easier the next time you find yourself in that situation. If you learn from those situations or mistakes or whatever you want to call them. So look, we're under no illusions. The English team are a very good team, and that's the way we're approaching the game.
Trevor, timing your run is often very important in World Cups. Have you improved since the beginning of the tournament, do you think?
I'd like to think so. Our game against New Zealand was, we batted, bowled and fielded quite well, apart from one over where we dropped a couple of catches. But I think right through the World Cup we've actually played some pretty good cricket, apart from maybe a 20-over stint in our batting against Pakistan, that we've played some good quality cricket, and that's what we've tried to achieve over the last few years, is to play consistently good cricket, and I think that's where we've got to.
Trevor, I know Murali wasn't fit enough to bowl today, or he decided not to bowl him. How much doubt is there in your mind about his fitness or being fully fit come the weekend?
Yeah, well, he didn't bowl against the batters in the nets, but he did bowl some for 20 minutes out the back. Look, we're fairly confident that he will play, and I think he's pretty confident he will play as well. He's a guy that's played through a few niggles in the past, and I'm sure he'll be fine come game day. Well, he's certainly an important part of the team. Look, I wasn't around 10, 15 years ago, but they had some very good players. But what we've been trying to achieve here is to try and get some of our young players, up to world-class standard. And I think over the last few years, we've had a number of young debutants playing the game. And you have a look at some of the guys like Mendes and Matthews, those types of guys, Tisra Pereira, have done extremely well and playing a big part in the success of our team.
Trevor, a team like Sri Lanka plays in front of the home crowd, so much of expectations. Do you think the team is under some kind of pressure because India is feeling the heat back home as well?
Well, a similar answer to the one before about England in the close games. The guys are used to it. They play with that expectation all of the time, and especially when they play here at home. So look, I think the best players, the top players, actually enjoy that situation. You know, they that eggs them on to actually perform better. You know, playing in front of that big crowd, and I suppose in a way not wanting to make a fool of yourself. You go out and make sure you concentrate and play well.
Trevor, number 6 and 7 slots in the Sri Lankan batting order is not settled all that well right now. Would you suggest any sort of changes in the batting order?
Not at this stage. I mean, they're your words that we're not settled at 6 and 7, but yes, they haven't scored as many runs as we would have liked. But as a collective, we've actually scored enough runs to win games, and more than enough runs to win games. Our top order of scoring runs, which doesn't leave a big opportunity for the guys down the order to score runs. We would all like to play the perfect game, and those guys make runs, 50 not out in the last 4 or 5 overs. But the perfect game doesn't often happen. So that's what we're trying to achieve, and we've had a chat about it, and we're looking to improve there.
Yes, sir. I know 2 or 3 days to go before the game, but are you surprised at how much grass there is on the pitch at the moment?
No, usually most of the time in Sri Lanka, a few days out from the game, there's that much grass on the wicket. I would guess there probably won't be quite as much grass on it when we come to game time.
Trevor, on paper, Sri Lanka have a far superior side to England. You got to the World Cup final 4 years ago, and a lot of experienced players, and you're playing at home. You know the conditions better than anyone. Does that all go out the window because it's a World Cup quarter-final, or should they all add up to a significant advantage for you?
I'm not sure about a significant advantage. Obviously it is an advantage playing at home and playing in front of your home crowd and on your home wickets. England did beat us here 3-2 in a one-day series when I first came, almost 4 years ago. So they've got players that have been successful here in the past, and our guys know that, and they know they're in for a hard match.
Trevor, how important is going to be the role of Tilakaratne Dilshan as an all-rounder?
Who's that, Dilshan? Yeah. He'll play the same role as he always does, obviously opening the batting, and if we need someone to bowl some extra off-spin, he's been in form with the ball. Just because he's taken a few wickets for us doesn't mean that he will get to bowl definitely in this match, but we've always got him up our sleeve if we need to get a few overs out of him.
Yeah. Trevor, Bhaila Jayawardene hasn't been that prolific throughout the tournament. So any concerns with him, and can you throw some light on what he's going through in terms of what's not going right for him in the tournament so far?
Sorry, what was that? He hasn't been in good form.
He hasn't been that prolific that he's known for.
I know he's made 160 odd in the last game, so he's not going too bad, and we've won every game. That's what we're approaching this as a team. Even from a batting point of view, we don't want to put too much pressure on just 1 or 2 players. We believe we've got players right through the batting order that are more than capable of scoring runs, and they've showed that over a period of time.
But how concerned are you about the dew factor?
Well, here in Sri Lanka, we haven't seen any dew in the past, so I don't think there'll be too much dew. I don't think it's played on their minds whatsoever. I mean, I know a few of the players said before the World Cup they'd like to win this World Cup for Murali, but certainly that's the only time that anything's been mentioned. Collectively, they're all out to win the game for themselves and for the country of Sri Lanka.
I know Australia lost the game the other night. Generally speaking, there's a 66 to 70% chance of winning the game. How important is that?
Well, in the past it's been important, but the wickets here since they've relayed the wicket have been a lot better. A lot easier to bat second than it was 2-3 years ago. We batted second against Pakistan and made 260, and as I said before, we had a bad 20 overs in the middle of it. So I think whatever scores made in the first innings is quite team batting second is quite capable of knocking those runs off.
You want to bat first, but it's much more marginal now than it used to be.
Certainly, yes.
The pitch the only reason for that, Trevor? I mean, everyone analyses things like that. Is the pitch the main reason for that stat?
Mostly, yes. So, look, there's a talk about dew factor, but there's never any dew on the ground. Whether the little bit cooler atmosphere makes the ball move around a bit more, I mean, there's no real evidence of that. I think it is a bit more difficult batting second. I think the wicket probably slows up a little bit. It makes it more difficult for batting. But I think more than anything, it's probably a mindset. And that's why we were happy to score 260 runs against Pakistan in that first game. Even though we did lose, we knew there was still improvement in us, and it holds no fear for us batting second in this match.
Give him a mic, please.
Trevor, as a coach, what are the key improvements that you would like to make from the league stages going forward to the knockout stages?
To take from the league stage? Look, our consistency, as I said before, it's been one of our main aims is to perform consistently well. I think Sri Lanka's history shows you that the performances have been up and down. Whilst they can be very, very good, on other occasions it's not so good. But I'd like to think over the last couple of years, especially, our performances have been consistently good. So if we're consistently good in these next 3 games, then we give ourselves a good chance of winning.
Trevor, you said about how England haven't been as dominant as they would like to have been, and Andy Flower has admitted to marks since getting through to the quarterfinals. Is there a particular area where you feel they're vulnerable, or there's a weakness that you'd like to expose?
No, not really. I mean, the English team's always got strong backups. They've obviously have lost a few players that have through injury, but their backup strength is usually fairly deep, and they're obviously professionals in the county system that come into the next level. That professionalism, I think, stands them in good stead. And they usually know their games when they get to this level and know what's expected of them. So, look, it'll be a tough game, and we're not expecting it's going to be an easy game by any means.